The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
After 22 years on the radio, we couldn't stay quiet for long.
We're Lori and Julia, still loud.
Pop culture, gossip, books, TV, music,
and probably a little too much laughter.
Let's do this.
Hi, everybody. Who are we? Lori and Julia, and we are still loud. Still loud. And a little shout out to Natalie, who I met today in Nordstrom in the restroom. And I was talking about how I couldn't get the water to turn on. You know, when you put your hands under the sink to clean it. And I'm on my third sink, and I asked this lady, did that sink over there work? And she goes, I know, this one over here works. And so a lady heard my voice, and she's like, I miss you. And I'm like, do you listen to the podcast? And she says, I haven't. So I make her get out her phone, Lori, literally, and put it on. But she had on the cutest pink cardigan she bought at Target in the men's department just 2 weeks ago. She looks so cute. So, Natalie, shout out to you because I made her promise. I said, I promise if you listen.
I'll shout you out.
I'll shout you out. I've been at the Mall of America 2 days in a row, Lori.
What is going on? It must be wedding dress shopping.
Well, yeah, but it's perfect. I had lunch with Patrick, the laundryman, yesterday,
Nice.
the laundry guy, and he says hello, and we had such a good time. And then today, I met Allison Kaplan Shop Girls there. And we walked around and looked at dresses. Mother-of-the-groom is her website, which is fantastic. And then I did get a dress.
For your son's wedding?
Yeah.
For the mother of the groom. Oh, I'm so excited, but it's top secret. Why is it top secret?
I'm not going to show you yet because maybe some things have to happen.
Oh, no. You didn't buy a dress for a body you don't have, did you?
No.
Okay.
I bought it for your body. Is that wrong?
No, but I always want people to dress for the body they have, not the one they want to have.
I am dressing for the body I have.
Good.
And it's like a great silhouette and it's a great color. So I'm very happy
Then
about it. And it was a great price.
I'm sure that I will be happy.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay.
And as long as you're happy, that's the main thing.
I know. And then that's just not an issue anymore. Okay,
Right.
because you teased me when we were just talking a second ago, you're never going to believe who I'm having dinner with on Friday night. And I swear to God, Lori, if it is who I think it is.
Who do you think it is?
Kathy Griffith.
Kathy Griffin, no.
Oh.
I wanted to tell Kathy Griffin, so she posted on her Instagram yesterday or the day before that she'd been at Liza Minnelli's theater event for her book kickoff in downtown LA. And they started with dancers. Anyway, she just posted this lovely thing. And my brother was at the same event. And I asked him if he saw her. And he said, no, he just saw Mike Farrell from MASH, who's married to Shelley Fabre, whom we know from the SAG Awards. And but Kathy posted this lovely thing about how fun it was. And then I just went under the comments and I said, I remember the episode of My Life on the D List, which is Bravo's only Emmy, award-winning show.
I love that you remember that.
Yes.
That was such a great show. It was Kathy's show.
Griffin.
She was so funny.
And you introduced her one time on the stage, and I was worried you were going to call her Kathy Griffith because you always call her Kathy Griffith.
Because I had a neighbor, Kathy Griffith, and that's what I did now because I said the wrong name again. It hasn't changed. Right. Nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed. So I just said, I remember the episode with Liza at Kathy's apartment, and she would light up a skinny cigarette, take a puff, put it in the ashtray, swan to another room. This is Liza Minnelli. Light another cigarette, take a couple of puffs, go into the closet, come back out, pick up the burning cigarette from the one, and it was so funny. And Kathy did respond to me, which just like, so parasocially, we absolutely love that.
Oh, of course.
And
Lori,
Kathy,
I literally thought that was going to be who we were going to have dinner with.
And Kathy wrote back, hilarious. She played along with everything. We would change our outfits in her bedroom together. I guess it was Liza's apartment.
Okay, because Kathy had a house. Yeah.
Kathy had a house. But anyway, I love that she responded to me. It totally made my day. But the person...
She was so funny.
Oh, so funny. The person Casey and I are having dinner with, social media can be a wonderful thing. So I get this message yesterday from this person whom you know and love, and that I met at the Guthrie for the tryouts of the Partridge Family reality show.
You are not.
Rosalind from the Screen Actor Guild Awards and Lamar are here for a triathlon training camp.
I'm so jealous, Lori. Oh, my gosh.
So she saw our Facebook on our Oscar show.
Yes.
And she listened to it and realized that I'm in Hawaii, and she's realizing I'm at the Big Island of Hawaii, and she's 10 minutes away at the Mauna Lani.
Lori, because she was the one that got us on our very first red carpet and everyone thereafter.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
Please say hi to them.
And our privileges ended when she quit working for the Screen Actor Guild Awards, doing publicity. And she's been a committed triathlete.
Yes, she has.
Ever since. And they've been here since Sunday, so they've had a ton of rain.
Right.
And today they were going... They were going into Kona Town. I don't think they're doing the Ironman, because the Ironman triathlon is the most brutal and the hardest in the world, because
you run a marathon.
Well, you start out swimming in the Kona Bay, which is like a harbor. And so it's always pretty rough water coming in. So you swim. Then you bike, and here on the Big Island, and where you bike, you're surrounded by fields of black lava rock. When I tell you how hot it is with the sun out, it's incredibly hot, and it's in October, so it's dry season. And then you run, again, through all the rock. So it is considered the toughest Ironman, but they're at some camp being led by the guy who won the Ironman several times. So they don't have a car, and we're going to pick him up and take him to our favorite tiki bar.
I think the last time I saw him was when they came to the cabin. We went out on the pontoon.
Yeah.
It's probably 5 years. No, it's before Jeff, so BJ.
Yeah, BJ.
Look at how that works.
Oh, look at that. And who doesn't love a good bleep? Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that is so much fun,
So she just happened, she's pretty a regular user on Facebook, and she put 2 and 2 together, and she's like, wait a second, I think she's here. And she thought maybe you and I were here.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So anyway, taking her to our favorite little tiki bar called the Seafood Bar.
You're going to that is so fun.
Yeah.
That is so much fun.
Yeah. Listen, it breaks up the routine, because guess what's coming into town on Saturday?
More rain.
A second Kona low. Historic second Kona low. Anyway, only maybe a couple days, but poor Maui and Kauai are still... in recovery modes and parts of the Big Island. So anyway,
it's like 50 degrees here today, and our snow will be melted in 3 days.
Good. Yeah. A lot, like I said the other day, a lot of people's vacations ruined. And on Saturday, 17 flights were canceled out of the Kona airport. Now, none of the flights leave until night. So you've already checked out of your accommodations.
Right.
You've gotten rid of your rental car, and the Kona airport is an open air airport, and it was gales and sheets of rain. Oh. So
you might get a part-time job as a weather reporter.
Thank you very much.
But just Hawaiian weather. I think you excel in Hawaiian weather. I don't think you care here.
Well, when I only care about the weather where I am,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
All
my
right.
gosh. Okay, where do we... All right, so Oscar leftovers.
Yes, I have some. Do you?
Okay, I have a couple, but you go.
Okay.
You go, girl.
Well, I was delighted with this win. Ludwig Göransson won for Best Original Score for Sinners. And he and Ryan Coogler were roommates at USC when they were going to the film school there. Mm-hmm. It is his third Oscar. He is 41. He won for Black Panther, which
Right.
Ryan Coogler. He
Right.
won for Oppenheimer with Christopher Nolan. He's scoring the Odyssey for Christopher Nolan. He is only John Williams, who scored all of Spielberg's stuff, and he's
Right.
91. He's had, I can't remember if it's 5 or 7 Oscars. Hans Zimmer has had like 5. These guys in their 70s and 90s.
Yeah.
And here's Ludwig at 41 with his 3rd Oscar for original score. So
That's awesome.
I love that. And then the other one that I wanted to tell you about was apparently the lighting at the Vanity Fair party with their gray carpet and this new editor not paying attention.
And a new location.
And a new location at the Academy of Museum, the Fine Arts Museum in LA. But anyway, publicists and people are complaining. So I was laughing my butt off at all these stories about the lighting and how bad it was. And Vanity Fair always had the best lighting before. And I thought, I did remember thinking when I was looking at the party pictures, gray carpet is an interesting choice.
We've always hated it. The red works so good because it's a good contrast.
Yes.
It's a good contrast, but the gray. But Lori, think of going, I can't remember where we were, but the lights were too bright. And I'm like, how can anyone have fun in here? It's like we're inside a gym. It's so bright.
Well, not inside the party.
But this was at the photo
step
shoot
and
area.
repeat. Yeah. So they didn't like it. And apparently a couple of people, were
driven to tears.
Driven to tears. That story made me laugh.
Because they looked like Sally Apperler or something. I didn't even know who they were comparing it to some character. They said everyone looked like this character.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then, so there was a tie for the 7th time only in the Academy Awards, and it was in the category of live action short.
Yep.
And Casey and I we were on Netflix and we just saw this Oscar-nominated live action short. This was a couple weeks ago called The Singers. And it was it's your type of movie, Julia. It's 14 minutes.
Oh, I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
I can't believe I haven't seen it.
And it is about all these guys in sort of this down and out bar, and they all take turns singing. And the bartender is this guy, and he went up on stage because it was a tie, so they awarded 2 different times. And the guy that came up, this black guy, he has been a busker in the New York City subway system for 30 years, and he has the last song. It will make you cry.
Okay, and it's called The Singers, and it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, and then the other one that it shared the tie, people exchanging saliva, which my friend Tom, who in my mind works for Gold Derby doing Oscar predictions, told me would be the one that would win. It's so charming. So anyway, the most notable tie that you may or may not remember is in 1969, the Best Actress,
Barbra Streisand.
That's right.
Yep, and Faye Dunaway, or who was the other one?
Barbra Streisand for what movie?
It was for
69.
Yeah, it was Funny Girl.
That's right. And the other person was Katharine Hepburn.
That was it.
For The Lion in Winter.
Oh.
So, yeah, not very often. And my other movie or Oscar trivia I have for you is only 2 married couples have each person in the marriage won an Oscar. Do you know who those 2 couples are?
I wonder if it's Annette Bening and Warren Beatty.
No.
Ding, ding. Was it Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall?
Ding, ding, ding. Good guesses.
Okay, I'm trying. Steven Spielberg's first wife with the red hair.
No.
Because remember, she won something.
Yeah. I'll tell you this.
Give me a decade.
Only 3 of the 4 people
are alive.
No, only 1 of the 4 people are alive, and she is the oldest living Oscar actress that's still alive. The other
is
3
she the
people
crabby
are dead.
lady?
No, I'm going to tell you because I'm going to be sick of the people for you for trying to guess this. It's Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward.
Okay.
And Joanne is still alive. She's like 96. Paul Newman had 10 nominations, and he did not win until he got his...
The Color of Money.
That's right, Julia. And she won for the Three Faces...
Sybil.
No, the Three Faces of Eve. And then the other couple is Vivian Leigh from Gone with the Wind. She was nominated twice, won both times, Gone with the Wind and Streetcar Named Desire. And her husband, Laurence Olivier, won an Oscar. He'd been nominated 10 times, and he finally won for Hamlet, which he directed himself in.
Oh, wow.
But like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, a lot of people might have been guessing that. Richard Burton, nominated 10 times, never won. And she won twice.
Oh, she did win twice. Okay, that's good to know.
So anyway, that's where a lot of people that's the trick question, because people think Dick and Liz must have been the other married couple, but au contraire.
Au contraire. I was on the spot, and I didn't have any decade to work with them, and I just tried my best. I tried my best.
Very good, Grasshopper.
Okay, so we have to have a conversation about this, because I sent you a text this morning that I listened to the Oprah interview with the Coldplay Kiss Cam woman. Her name is Kristen Cabot. And she did this. She didn't want to do this, but Oprah talked her into it. Her only interview, the very first one.
Let me wink right now at the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
Her first one was with the New York Times.
Yes.
And so you sent me a text because I said it's compelling to me. And what's really compelling to me and sad to me, once we get at it, all the details, is how women beat down women and shame women on social media.
No, go back even further. Women are always blamed when there's impropriety in a relationship. It's never the guy never ever. It is always the woman.
She's a wife stealer. Like the guy doesn't have any input on himself. You know, what is that? I used to say that about Angelina Jolie, though.
Oh, yeah, I know. See, she was always blamed, and Brad never was. And he was just as much to blame, but it was 100%. Angelina. And so this Kristen Cabot, yes, very much so. I will say, I reread the New York Times interview this morning. Okay. She did change her story slightly, and the slightly part of it is that she said in the New York Times she was very close with her boss. He was the CEO. She was the chief people person, which is just the worst name for HR ever.
I just wanted to know. I'm going to ask my brother-in-law, who's HR VP, if that's the new word, because I hate that.
People person. It's just so, I don't know. It seems...
It's so today. It's so today, Lori. That's all it is.
It feels like, I don't know. It feels like it's lacking the responsibility. Say what it is. It's human resources.
Right. Okay, but go back. Okay.
So what she said in the New York Times interview was that she and this guy were out to lunch, the CEO, Andy, and they were out to lunch, and she told him that she was separated from her second husband. This guy, Cabot, is not the father of her two children. She had a first marriage.
Right.
And she said, we are separating, we're getting divorced, and she just wanted to tell him, and he said, I'm kind of in the middle of that too. But that's what he said. And so she just took that to mean that he was separated, getting divorced.
Right.
And she was a little bit more like, in this interview with Oprah, he lied to me, but that's all I'm going to say about it. So it's kind of, she interpreted that he meant exactly where she was at. And he might have just said, I'm kind of in the middle. He didn't ever really say, and she just assumed. And then she found out that night that her husband and they were separated. They truly were.
Yeah, they were.
He had a date, and he went to the Coldplay concert, and her daughter said, you might run into whatever his name is there.
Stepdad. They were both Andy, Lori.
Yeah, okay. And she just said out of 55,000 people, you know, the chances of running into him, I don't know. But the one thing I did know, she was very upset with Gwyneth Paltrow for doing that ad a few days after remember, because, they were at a Coldplay concert, so it was Chris Martin, and he said, those two are either shy or having an affair, and it was the kiss cam.
The camera went to them, it panned around the room, and they caught them just kind of hugging.
Well, he basically had her hands on her boobs almost, and very, very snugly. When a man has his arms around you like that, he's pressing his groin up against your butt, and it's nothing but exciting. Okay,
it's the first time. Mm-hmm. And okay, what did Gwyneth Paltrow do? I forgot about this.
She did the commercial, making fun of it for, I forget what was for that company.
Whatever.
And it was like 3 days later. And
for the camera company or the kiss cam company or
no,
what
for
company?
the company that she worked for after they both resigned or something. And she just said, for the woman, I was deeply disappointed because I admired her. She and Chris had done the unconscious coupling, and I felt it was really piling on, and I was rather surprised that she did it. And I thought, then you have not been following Gwyneth Paltrow like we have, because she is a snake in the grass.
You're so bad. All right, so let me back up a second. So this was a concert last summer. It was the most viral post of 2025, over 300 billion views.
Casey and I recreated it at Harriet Island at a concert. It was hysterical.
You did?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Why didn't you go viral? That would have helped.
Well, I know, because I guess I'm married to Casey.
I guess
no scandal.
So in her sit down with Oprah, what bothered me, and like what you said, Lori, is that she was clearly separated, but she had an amicable relationship with her husband, Andy, who was not the father of her children. She worked very closely, because this was a startup tech company, with the CEO or COO, whatever he was, Andy, too. Mm-hmm. So when she said, I'm separate, and she said on the podcast that he basically said, I am too, or I'm there too, or whatever the words were. But
I'm going through something like that too. But
yes.
She made it sound to Oprah like he told her he was separated and divorced. But then she backtracked and said, I don't want to speak for him.
Okay, so then for the next 4 to 6 weeks, these two start spending more time with each other, never doing anything physical, but spending more time. They work closely and having lunches and stuff, and started to like each other. And they had a conversation that they need to tell the board, because she reports to him, the board of this startup company. Yeah. And they were going to do that, but it didn't happen. But a lot of circumstances, but the part that people were threatening her life, threatening her children's life.
Yeah, that's terrible.
She was the worst woman in the world. Mm-hmm. And again, these one-offs, how we can cancel someone without even knowing anything about a story that it was a picture, Lori.
Okay, but here's the bottom line. She was the chief people person or officer at this company. The number one thing someone in HR would tell anybody who's working at the company, if you're having a personal relationship, it must be divulged. Is it with your boss? Right. The lack of judgment on her part and his part, and the hubris of saying it didn't matter, because they were also with a couple people from where they worked. Now, that is awkward to be the head of HR, the people person, and the CEO, because right away, if you have a problem with the CEO, you can't go. So it was just terrible judgment, and I wish she owned that harder.
She did.
Okay,
well,
good.
She did in the Oprah interview. She says,
good.
The bottom line, I made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I made a huge mistake, and all I was so worried about is that my soon-to-be ex-husband was at the concert and it was going to hurt him. That's all she worried about. And then in the middle of the night, her soon-to-be ex-husband calls her and said, this thing's going viral. It was that night, so it was automatic. But I guess just for me, the judgment, and you're right, people make mistakes, but it was so hardcore. She had to change her life. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting.
I'm not going to watch it. I thank you for watching it. I reread the interview. I just, she's 53 years old and she's been in the HR game for a long time. Mm-hmm. And basically we can blame it once again, Julia, on orgasmic haze. People in orgasmic haze, they have no judgment.
Yeah.
Their lust is running wild, and so all thoughts go out the window. But yes, I hate that the woman is always blamed.
The women And that the women blamed the women. It wasn't men. It was the women.
Well,
that 95% of all of the things against her were from women.
Yeah,
I just hated that.
She hates Gwyneth Paltrow now.
Oh, well, she can join you. But hate is a strong word. You don't hate her.
I know. I dislike her
You just dislike
strongly.
some of her choices.
No. Don't be. I dislike everything about her. I find her to be a fake, mean Hollywood girl. She's the head of the Hollywood clique of mean girls. She's the head of it.
I don't feel the same way. I know. Just for the record. All right, let's thank some of our sponsors, Lori.
Please.
Because without them, we wouldn't be here. There's big things happening at Envision. You're going to be hearing this podcast on Friday, March 20th, which is today. The Gotti and Aconi trunk show will be at the Grand Avenue location. If you are in St. Paul, it's worth it to go see. And then tomorrow, it will be at the Gallery location. And then coming up in April, we'll tell you more about those trunk shows. But that would be really fun to go to if it's something that is on your mind.
And the Gotti, I don't know if you say Gotti or Gotti, but these are handmade frames in Switzerland. Beautiful. They're very bright colors. They're bold glasses. So if you've wanted a pair of oversized frames, at a trunk show, they bring every single style, every single color. It's so much fun. Yeah, it really is.
I used to love working their trunk shows. We would record, we'd do our show and try on glasses every minute that we could because it's so much easier than trying on clothes.
Right.
And they've got 4 great locations. They're just so good at what they do. Glasses, I'm telling you, if you're outdated with your glasses, people can tell. It's nice. It's a fresh way to look great. And then we want to thank Lake Med Spa, and it's LAK Med Spa. And I was talking with someone yesterday about their hormones and what's going on. They're like, I'm so hot. I don't even want to be touched. I'm sweating so much right now. Everything is going on. And I'm like, you have to do something.
Yes.
And this person said their doctor, because of some history, refused to even look at hormone replacement. And they're going to someone else now as a result, just to find out, because some doctors are so adamant against it.
Or they don't know enough about it. They haven't trained. I mean, Dr. Lisa made it her mission as a gynecologist to be, I want to know everything there is to know about women's and men's hormones so I can help people so they're not suffering through the time of life, which is perimenopause, menopause, and after postmenopausal. You don't need to be suffering. There is help.
Right. And she is compassionate and she will help you set up an appointment with her because, boy, your hormones do everything. They regulate everything. And don't miss out on this because it's too important for your body as you age. LAKMED Spa, LakeMedSpa.com. Dr. Lisa, tell them Lori and Julia sent you. And can we just really quick, Laura, thank Borton Overseas?
Oh, sure. We're going on a trip pretty soon. I got to think about when I get home. I got to start thinking about packing for Stockholm, Copenhagen, and Oslo.
I'm going to Denmark. I'm going to Norway on an add-on.
Oslo is in Norway.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, we're ending the tour in Oslo. So yes, the one thing Borton always does with any of their small group trips is they offer pre and post extensions because some people want to be able to spend more time somewhere or do additional things. So they always have really great options for extending an existing group travel trip like we're going on.
Right. I'm so excited. I am so excited. And people have been kind of texting me and DMing me that I know that are going on the trip. We're so excited. We're
Jag talar inte svenska, jag snackar lite norsk.
And whatever she's saying, I agree.
I don't speak Norwegian or Swedish.
They do so many different destinations, and they can do a custom trip for you, and maybe you want to bring out a small group of people. Let them take care of all the details, or you can join other travels. But check them out. They're wonderful. BortonOverseas.com.
Wonderful.
All right. Back to this.
Let's go back to the movie news because this made me so excited yesterday or whatever day I read it. There was a 7-studio bidding war for our favorite book of 2025, The Correspondent. Lionsgate won the bid. Jane Fonda will star as our charming, incredible Sybil Van Antwerp in The Correspondent. And I never even thought about this being a movie, but it should be wonderful. And our girl Sally Field is in your remarkably bright, the octopus story.
Yes.
That movie is coming out.
Okay, this is the deal. Books are magical and they turn into movies because screenwriters are not writing enough of them. So all these great books are being made into movie. But The Correspondent, when I saw the casting of Jane Fonda, I was so pleased.
Perfect.
I cannot wait. And if you haven't read that book yet, just do it. It's so good. And it's so good. And the octopus, incredibly bright creatures. Oh my gosh, I loved it.
I know. I still have to read that.
I loved it.
But I'm happy that to see Sally Field in something because she's one of our favorites. And Jane Fonda hasn't been anything since like 80 for Brady. And, she's 86 years old. So you got to have the right part. But I wasn't ever envisioning anyone. I guess I didn't think of it as being turned into a movie because the whole book is postcards and letters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I think it'll be exciting. And Jane is also producing, but 7 studios.
Unbelievable. Well, that's because it's a runaway book. It's a first-time author. I think this is their first. I mean, that's a runaway success. I have to tell you a movie that I actually saw, Nuremberg.
Oh, how is that?
Oh, Lori. Well, first of all, the book was published by a guy from Minneapolis in like 2013. It's based on an old book that was published after World War II, the Nuremberg trials. Mm-hmm. But it stars Russell Crowe as the highest German guy that got
Isn't he
caught.
Himmler or Goring? He's Goring.
He's Goring.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rami Malek, who we love, mm-hmm. Is the psychiatrist from the U.S. Navy. So when these high up people were caught after World War II, they went to Nuremberg and they had these psychiatrists come in and then they wanted to figure out how to get a trial done. Mm-hmm. Because we Americans believe that people have the right to a trial. Mm-hmm. And some other people like, why don't I just shoot them? They've done all these terrible things. They're like, no, they have a right to a trial. But it is so gloriously acted. I think it was overlooked. I think Russell Crowe was amazing. Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix. It's a great movie.
Okay.
It's moving, it's great, and it's the first time during those trials they did have footage about the terrible horrors that were happening in the camps.
Yeah, the war crimes.
And they show a little bit of that footage, and it's so moving, and it
was it
happened.
Upsetting?
No, because it was so.
Yeah.
No, because it has a good ending.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right.
I just enjoyed it so much. We both did.
Okay, I keep seeing that pop up, and I would like to watch that. And I wondered if, sometimes because The Brutalist, Adrian Brody won for Best Actor last year.
I've never seen it.
And that's, about a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
And so I always wonder if like Hollywood, like they only have room, they're like, oh, we're only going to have room for one, because you're right. It did have critical raves. And that was one thing I do remember reading about that Rami. I mean, when that movie came out, that they thought for sure he and Russell Crowe would be in the nomination running because they are so terrific in the movie. It's
so good, Lori.
Okay, well, the movie, our boyfriend, I'm Just Ken.
Which one?
I'm Just Ken, Ryan Gosling.
Oh, I saw him.
Project Hail Mary opens this weekend, and it's adapted from the 2021 novel of the same name by Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian, starring Matt Damon.
Did you read this book?
I did not, because a couple of our friends,
hate the name.
Shout out to Mary, she was having a hard time with it. I didn't like Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't like to read about space or NASA or any of that crap. I'd rather see the movie.
Oh my gosh. I saw him on Good Morning America, Lori. And do you know the premise of what it is?
Yes, he's like a chemistry teacher or something, and he has to save the world because some meteor is coming and it's going to smash Earth to oblivion. And
you know more than me, and I watched the interview. So what it is, though, the name is hard.
That's the name of the book.
To get around. And everyone loves it. I mean, the reviews on this are like massive.
On the movie.
Yeah, in the movie. And Ryan Gosling read it before COVID or something.
He's been trying. This has been in the works for 7 years.
2018 or something, yeah. And so it's a relationship really with him and a rock that talks. And people are saying it's a combination of E.T. and like maybe The Martian. Or whatever that one was.
Which was a great movie.
Yeah, Mars, or whatever the one Matt Damon was
The
in.
Martian.
Yeah, but I think it's really emotional. I think he's such a good actor. He just said this story just resonated with him so much. I want to see it. I would have never seen it before.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't want to see a guy talking to a rock in space. That does not do anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm never going to go, and I don't want to go.
I did see a trailer for this at the Elvis movie that I went to last week, and they showed a trailer. So if it really is raining here this weekend, I too will be going to see this movie because it is apparently sublime, and Ryan Gosling is just fantastic in it. Sandra Hüller is in it, and she was the one that was in that movie, the French movie last year. It was in nominations about this woman. Did she or did she not push her husband out the window?
Oh, yeah. You saw that and told me not to see it.
I didn't like it. But anyway.
This has 95% from
Rotten
critics
Tomatoes.
and 98 from viewers. So this is...
Yep. Yeah. So that's going to... It needs to make about $60 million this weekend because it was a $200 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Project Hail Mary.
And then there's a movie, a live action musical comedy from the South Park guys called Whitney Springs, which is in theaters also tomorrow, and that's a musical comedy. So if you don't want to watch the space movie, you got that option. And of course there's always Elvis because that's still in the theaters.
I know, Lori. I know. I asked my son, do you want to go to that with me? And he's like, I just don't want he's not my guy.
Yeah, well,
and I'm like,
it's because he's not been introduced. He's not raised on Elvis, Julia.
I thought, no, I didn't get as much Elvis until I met you. I would always watch his movies, though.
Yeah.
And then I met you, and then I was like, I'm force feeding this to you night and day. You've got to listen. You're going to love him. You're going to love him. So there's a lot of choices, and so many of the Oscar-nominated movies now you can get online. You have to pay, but you can get it. I personally really am dying to see Hamnet.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to, I don't know if it's a Jeff movie.
No.
I think it's, my friend Maureen really wants to see it. So I'm like, I think we should just sit down and just rent it.
And have a box of tissues, because the one thing I know is just floods and floods of tears. And yes, I want to see that too, but Casey doesn't really want to. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be. I mean, he dropped out of Madison after one episode because it was too much. He says, "This is not going to be for me." And I have watched all 3 episodes, and I'm living for Michelle Pfeiffer.
I told you, you got to get in and do the other ones because it's so good.
Yeah, there's just something that's so shocking that happens in the first episode that we're like, how are they going to do this? But they do it, and Michelle Pfeiffer is glorious.
She really, this is such a, wonderful age that women are getting to act after 40. I mean, for years and years, you'd have all these old men that could continue to be dashing and distinguished and starring in movies, and women were kind of written off. But we are seeing women 70s, 89,
Yeah. It's been good the last 10 years.
10
it's
years.
Gotten way better. Holly Hunter, I think, was the first actress that had she did the TV show. I can't think of what it was. And she was over 50. And it was like, oh my gosh, she's an Oscar-winning actress and she's going to do TV?
It was she was a muscle woman. She was a detective or something. She always had a great body.
Yes.
I just always go back to think of her and Richard, not Burton, Richard Dreyfuss.
Saving Grace was the name of the show. And
that was my other brother like that. That
was the first TV where people were gasping because she's over 50, Oscar winning, and she's doing television. Well, now everybody does television, and I want to know what you think of the rumor that Nicole Kidman and Simon Baker, both Australian, he's finally single. She is the godmother of his 24-year-old son, and they were holding hands.
They were not.
On the red carpet.
I love it.
For
I love it.
Scarpetta.
I love it. Were they really?
Yes.
I didn't see it. Did you see an actual picture, or are you just reading about it?
No, I did see an actual picture.
This is perfect.
I think so. But
this is so perfect.
Yeah.
And they play a married couple in Scarpetta.
Yes, they do.
Oh, Lori, this is perfect.
Well, it's a good bridge. It's a good bridge romance.
Well, and even if it's more, he's beautiful.
It's got to be a bridge because she's not jumping into anything after being married to Keith for 19 years. She needs to have a good bridge. And when Scarpetta...
You have so much advice for everybody.
When Scarpetta is done filming...
Are you listening, Nicole?
Yeah, she's going to be going to film Big Little Lies 3 in Monterey in September. And then she'll be on the promotion tour in September for Practical Magic. So she's not going to have time, but have a lover. Have a wonderful lover and try and forget that you're the kid's godmother. He's got a 24-year-old kid.
That doesn't matter.
No, I guess the four of them were friends, Keith and Nicole and Simon Baker and his wife. But he's been divorced for quite a while.
I used to love his show.
Oh, he's so dreamy.
The Illusionist or the Mentalist.
Mentalist. Do you like Scarpetta? Because my mom said it was too violent and she didn't like it at all.
I like it.
Okay, good.
Okay, and here's a couple... I vivid remember this from these books. When were they? The late 90s, Lori?
Oh, I read all these Patricia Cornwell books.
Yeah, but late 90s. Yeah. It was a long, long time ago. And I vividly remember how the sisters just barked at each other.
Yes.
They had this contentious relationship. And it's really funny seeing Jamie Lee Curtis and Nicole Kidman.
Is it Jamie Lee or Jamie Lynn? Jamie Lee, okay.
It's Jamie Lee. It's Jamie Lee is Brittany's younger sister.
Jamie Lynn, okay.
Yeah, whatever. We're getting it backwards. But it's funny watching them go at it. And at one point, they go at it like sisters would when you're teenagers, not when you're grown women.
Were they slapping each other?
Yeah. Tackling. It's just such a great scene because I just couldn't
relate. We saw that in the Madison.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. So you can kind of relate when you're way younger, but when you're older, I like it so much.
Okay, I gotta watch it. I
really do.
Casey said he's out on that one too. Too many women.
I love how they just write it off before you even watch it. I kind of think it's funny. I really like it. Okay, so Jerry O'Connell, who we love, and he Stand By Me when he was a kid, and then he was on The Talk, and we always wanted him to be, Kelly and Jerry O'Connell before Ryan, before Michael Strahan. Mm-hmm. We always wanted him because I cheer for him. I like him.
Yeah.
He's so honest. So he right now is kind of out of a job, I think.
Right.
Yeah, he's kind of out of a job, and when you're out of a job in Hollywood, you start a podcast. I mean, that's what they're all doing.
When you're out of a job in the radio, you start a podcast.
We do too. Is this the 50th?
This is the 50th episode.
It's our anniversary.
Julia, we only have to do 4,550 to achieve radio status.
Wow. We did oh my gosh. Anyway, he was on some podcast.
Okay.
And he's very self-deprecating and he talks too much. But basically, he was actually on the podcast with the guy we introduced at the...
Bill Maher?
Yes.
Okay.
The Bill Maher podcast. And he was asking him about different things, and the conversation ends up... The headline is, he will never go on another podcast again. His wife and his children hate him. And he has twin daughters. And so... the conversation's going around and around, and somehow someone says, this is the highest you've ever been on an episode, kind of about Bill Maher, because he openly smokes marijuana and has always been open about it.
Was he openly smoking it on the podcast?
I don't know, but the conversation started as he told the comedian to get higher than you've ever been on any episode. So I think it's open secret, not secret, that he gets high. Mm-hmm. Before he does it. And so Jerry then says, I don't smoke myself, but I live with someone who does. Vapes, actually. And then he added, the only time my wife wants to get physical with me is when she's high.
Oh, boy, he was probably joking. You know.
Yeah. And then he said something else. So basically, I don't know. I could see him joking, but I could also see if it was true. You think that's a joke?
Yeah, I think that's a joke. I think it was, too easy of a thing to say. And I bet his wife wasn't too happy with him afterwards.
No, Rebecca Stamos.
Yeah.
Rebecca Stamos O'Connor. She's probably now Rebecca O'Connor.
Rebecca Romaine is what she goes by. No, I thought the more interesting thing...
old lettuce handle.
Yeah, I thought the more interesting thing he said was that he and Rebecca listened to John Stamos do interviews when he was promoting his book. That was a more honest conversation, probably. But they seem solid, and that's why he could never really do a New York-based show because they live in California, and their girls, I think, are in like junior high and high school. So.
I think they're a little older. Yeah,
are they?
High school. Yeah,
high school.
Yeah,
okay.
I always like him so much. You kind of cheer for him. I like him. Lisa Kudrow's comeback is coming back.
So excited! I love that show.
Did you? There were only 8 episodes in 2002, 8 in 2014 or something?
Julia, it's like the Matt LeBlanc show episodes, which
is that good?
It's that kind of a show. It's like Entourage, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Make fun of yourself.
She plays this woman, Valerie Cherish, who's a very clueless Hollywood person. And so it's in that tongue-in-cheek making fun of Hollywood the whole way, but she plays Valerie Cherish. It's very funny. She's brilliant in it, and I'm so glad that it's coming back because, it's just had a sporadic,
every 10 years. And she said, this is it. I'm done after this.
So it's very funny, and I encourage you to watch it because I think you would adore it.
Okay, good. Then I will.
Yeah.
I will. She was on with Jimmy Kimmel the other night. Talking about it, and just some different stories came out that she refuses to do plastic surgery, and she did Botox once and her eyes got all infected, and she said it was super hard being on the set with the petite little women, Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston, because she was so much taller and so much bigger than them, and so she couldn't eat until she finally was done being sick all the time and just decided to eat. And I don't know. Are they all still friends?
Yes, they are. They show up on each other's Instagrams when there's birthdays. Yes, there's the 3 women are tight.
She was talking about, because he asked, did you ever watch Friends? And she goes, actually, I'm watching it now. But I wait because she didn't watch it really. She says, I'm watching the whole thing. And I'm on season 7 or 8. And she says, I wait till my husband goes to bed because I don't want to be embarrassed watching me. And she said the other night, she laughed so hard at their show.
Yeah, Phoebe was my favorite. Yep. Phoebe and Joey were my favorite, and Chandler for his zings.
They were your favorite.
Those were my favorite.
Phoebe and Joey.
Yeah. Just I loved the whole everything about Joey. I was like, I've known guys like that. Chandler, I was married to a guy like that, and the first one, and just the zinger and the charm, and then Phoebe was just such a great character. So good. So good. I mean, I liked the whole cast, but those were my 3 favorites.
I loved it. But anyway, I'm kind of excited. All right, so I will watch that. So other people should watch that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's thank a couple other people.
All right.
And let everyone know where you need to go for this, that, and that. Okay, so I am a customer of Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota and have been in the past, and hopefully our relationship just continues, but it's getting way better. Last October 15th, I had 28 shots in my scalp area of a growth hormone, and they were, not my growth hormone because I didn't want my own hormones. They're too old. I got some young persons. I mean, if you have a choice, I chose that. So anyway, I had them done. And so yesterday was the very first day I went in for a follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they do it, they take pictures of the primaries on your scalp, and it's all in a computer. And then we went back in, and they took pictures of the same area of regrowth. I mean, Lori.
You've reforested immensely. You have restored your hair.
Usually people have 3 to 4 shots, going 3 to 4 times. I've only done it once. I have so much hair, and the numbers are I'm so pleased. It works.
Yeah.
It totally works. And it's not, a hair transplant. They were talking, I was talking with Beth yesterday. She's the one when you call for a consultation, free consultation. A friend of ours had it done. She did it virtually, and you could also go in person. But she said also tattooing, because women just naturally, you're an anomaly. You always are in almost every category about aging, is that women's hair, we lose it all over. We're not like men where we have that pattern baldness, and they do tattooing, and it has a better name than that, but they basically tattoo your scalp area a darker color so it doesn't look like you are missing hair, and it makes your hair look thick and full, and it lasts.
Right.
It's a one-time procedure. That's another option. I'm so pleased because I have been dealing with this for so long.
Yeah, you really have.
Yay.
Yeah.
You can't spell hair without HRI. So it's HRIMN.com for your free consultation. Of course, tell them Lori and Julia sent you.
Wonderful.
That is what we know, Lorraine. That is what
Julia,
we know.
I'm heartbroken about some news that happened. It kind of got lost.
Can we talk about closets really quick?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about closets.
Because it's springtime.
Yes, I just was looking at TC Closet's Instagram, and they were doing a fast motion of when they...
Kind of speeding up installation and the whole thing?
Yeah, of at a recent home show. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I can't wait for my closet renovations. It's really amazing what they can do. With a small amount of space or a big amount of space, it's just transformative. It's incredible.
And they're a locally run, family-run business right here in the Twin Cities area. They make and manufacture everything right here. And with being a smaller business, they guarantee their products 100%. If there's any problem, you can go right to them. They don't have to go through a franchise because they're not part of a franchise. They are right here.
Right.
They support this community. They believe in the Twin Cities area and really have such high ratings in their customer feedback. And really, no project is too small. So if you have been interested, please give them a buzz or go visit tcclosets.com to set up your complimentary consultation. Start your dreaming. It doesn't cost any money to dream. We love it. We love it.
Very good.
Voila. Okay, what were you going to say?
Okay, so the reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we found out on Monday that the reboot, which Sarah Michelle Gellar was in.
Did you watch it?
No, the reboot has been canceled. It was going to be on Hulu. Chloe Zhao was the director, the Oscar-nominated and winning director. Sarah Michelle Gellar said this about it because they'd already filmed the pilot. They'd already had it green lit. We had an executive on our show who was not only not a fan of the show, but was proud to constantly remind everybody he wasn't a fan and it wasn't for him. So it's no surprise the show got canceled because the main exec at Hulu didn't even support it. And the show notes they got was that it reads too young. Well, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is 15 years old. It was, that show on the WB. Yeah. I loved this show. Anything in high school.
The world's oldest teenager.
I just loved it. But now... Yep. It reads too young. It makes me feel like they wanted it to be sexy or something. And anyway, so we're not going to see the light of day. And now Sarah Michelle Gellar said that there's a pirated copy of the pilot that might be out there. Don't watch it because it wasn't finished, and don't let that stand for anything. So I don't know if they're going to try and get it somewhere else, but us Buffy fans are deeply wounded by this, Julie.
Are you devastated?
Devastated. Absolutely devastated. So to get out of the funk, we can just know that BTS is about to overtake your timeline on everything, Julia.
And they are
news.
A K-pop band.
No, not just a K-pop band.
Well, I'm just helping out people who don't remember who they are.
The K-pop band. They were as big as One Direction, maybe even bigger, and they haven't performed together in 7 years because Korea has mandatory military service. So RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, Jungkook all had to They're different ages, but they all had to do their military service. So the comeback album is called Ari Rang, which Ari Yang is, there's no interpretation or definition, but it's the title of Korea's most iconic folk song and is the country's unofficial national anthem. Loosely, it means homecoming, which for the BTS boys, they are coming home to the fans. And listen to this. So the album drops on Friday, March 20th. And the very next day in Seoul.
That's today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the Saturday, they're doing a free concert from Seoul's Gangnam Square. It will stream live on Netflix. It is going to have huge numbers. And Netflix has been teasing it all week. And there also a documentary is going to be dropping called The Return, and the album and the video for the lead single are releasing today, Friday, and the lead single is Swim. And the teaser video, which dropped Tuesday for Swim, was viewed. It set a record on YouTube in a half hour. It was viewed 1 million times in 27 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
1 million times. So already it's like at 10 million, this 30-second teaser for Swim. So it's very exciting news. Next week, the BTS boys are going to be 2 nights in a row on Jimmy Fallon. I think on Wednesday and Thursday. So just know that BTS is going to be everywhere. And Harry Styles got to enjoy 1 week of Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. All 12 songs of his last Friday when his album released charted on the Billboard Hot 100. He's the only second solo male artist to have their first 4 albums debut at number 1. The other artist is the rapper DMX. And 430,000 physical units have been sold, and 186,000 of those are vinyl, which is the biggest vinyl week for a male in modern streaming history because they have a cutoff.
Vinyl is huge.
Yeah,
Vinyl is huge right now. It had the biggest year.
Harry got to enjoy a week, and now he's, just going to be bumped a little bit.
Okay, have you tried to listen to the new Harry Styles album? Because I have.
I watched him last week, and I loved the 2 performances. But no, Casey and I, if we are dancing here in our little cottage, no, we are dancing to rockabilly, and we're dancing to Cajun because we need to move and sweat.
Yes, I understand.
But I will listen to it. But have you listened?
Yeah, I tried last night.
And?
His voice is so faded out in so many of them, like disco-y, that I didn't.
Not for you?
No. There was one song where Jeff and I listened to it. We went to trivia night last night. Oh. And I'm just going to ask you, I learned some basic trivia things that people should always remember. Like the shortest president.
Oh, Warren G. Harding. I don't know.
James Madison.
Madison. Okay.
5'4". The shortest.
Shortest. I thought you meant the shortest, term. Tenure.
The shortest term was 31 days, and that was Harrison.
Okay.
And then the tallest president.
Abraham Lincoln.
How tall was he?
6'7", 6'8".
6'4".
Okay.
6'4".
He looked taller with the hat.
He did.
That stovepipe adds a good 4 inches.
I was at the dermatologist this morning, and Sam, the guy taking me back to my room, I'm like, gosh, he seems so tall compared to me. I'm like, how tall are you? And he said 6'4", and I said, that's Abe Lincoln's height. And he said, well, he was taller with that hat.
That's right. Everybody knows that.
Same thing, but anywho, it's Friday.
It is Friday. Yay.
Yay.
Happy hour has started with you because it's very still early in the morning here. It's only 9:30. 5 hour difference.
5 hour difference. I know it. It's nutty. It's nutty. Well, I thought this was a fun show, honey.
I totally enjoyed chatting with you. Let's
do it
again.
You. Are we still liking each other and still out at the same time?
Yes. I don't know why I'm on the secret list that I can't see this mother of the bride or mother of the groom dress.
Oh, Allison,
you just don't want opinions on it. Is that it?
I really don't because I know your opinions on my last ones, and I know my sister's opinions and my friend's opinions. And
you didn't have the right dress last time.
I didn't.
And you were just trying on a bunch and just showing it. So, if you like
we'll see.
If you like it, I'll like it
too. And it can change because it was a song and a dance. It was not, it wasn't a lot. But it's Badly Mishka. I mean, it's a designer brand.
Oh, nice.
That I got
Julia.
so on
like my Richard Tyler that I got at Nordstrom years ago. Just I couldn't believe it. It's so fun to get a designer dress. It's marked down.
Fun. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, arrivederci.
Maybe I can go shoe shopping with you.
Yes, and according to Allison, I could have a pop of color in my shoes.
Very good.
I know. We had so much fun today. Anyway, miss you, girl.
Okay, I'll text you
Have
next
fun with
week.
Rosalind.
Yes, have a great weekend. And
remind people to follow us, like us, share the joy. We so appreciate it. And again, how are people asking you questions? Are they DMing Lori or what are they doing?
Yes, I get DMs. And I wonder how our poll went about Demi Moore and her dress was her Oscar dress, gorgeous feather duster or gorgeous feather duster. I voted gorgeous feather duster, but I do have that feather duster.
I do too. But
did you vote?
But I was with my sister-in-law last night, and she loved it. She said it was the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, it did. Mm-hmm. She looked beautiful. But once you see the feather duster, you can't unsee it.
I have that. I don't care. It was green. I don't have a green one. Mine are brown.
I have peacock feathers. I've got a very fancy feather duster.
Oh, you're fancy. And that's why you have a cleaning lady. You don't want to get it dirty.
Show ponies have peacock feather dusters. Not just any old feathers. All right, goodbye, you.
Have a good night. Bye, hon.